Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
We follow orders, son. We follow orders or people die.
The accused are charged with murder.
It was what they were ordered to do.
They tortured and tormented a weaker kid.
We're going to court.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Because you'll lose.
Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore
He's
in a Rob
tortillas in the
Reiner
corner.
film.
Let's put Jessup on the stand and end this thing.
You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
A Few Good Men, rated R, at theaters December 11th.
All right, in theaters, December 11th. That's almost 30 years to the day.
We did really good with that one. We tried to do that. Remember, we were like, when did it come out? Let's try to do it at the same time.
Yeah, we're trying to do 30-year anniversaries as close as we can get. We're real close on this one, so I feel good about that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Last movie of season 2,
Yeah.
A Few Good Men.
What number is it?
Episode 27.
27.
27.
Wow.
I can't believe it goes so fast.
It just flies by.
How did it happen?
How did we get here? Yeah, I'm glad we did this one. The whole time we were building up to this, I was like, I don't know if we should do this one. There's not going to be a lot to talk about, all that stuff. It's great.
Man, this is one of my favorites. I was running way behind to watch it because I was trying to finish a project at the cabin, and freaking Christmas. My parents are coming in town. Whatever, doesn't matter. I watched it last night, and today I was like, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to get through this. And as soon as I finished it, I pulled up some of my favorite scenes on YouTube and watched them again.
That's so well acted. Just like the Glenn Ross movie.
Man, it's crazy that we did those two back to back at the end of the year because they're so similar. They're both movies that are based on plays. They're both like character studies with like a half a dozen incredible actors giving incredible performances and yelling at each other a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Written by playwrights turned screenwriters who are phenomenal with dialogue.
Yep.
The whole time I was just thinking, I was like, God, those were such good movies to finish the year with back to back. That was a hell of a lineup, those two.
Those are definitely good movies to finish it for the type of people that listen to this and the type of people that we are and the type of podcast we're doing. Yeah. But I mentioned the two movies that we're doing to my students, and like one person has heard of A Few Good Men and thought it was a football movie.
I can't.
So they don't. 18-year-olds have no idea what these two movies are.
So like 18-year-olds, if you say like, you can't handle the truth, they don't know what you're talking about.
Never heard it. I did the whole thing. I was like, do you want the answer? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. I did it as my best Jack Nicholson that I could do.
Like, so way better than you just did right there.
Yeah. I didn't know I was supposed to really get on it right here so early. So no,
yeah, save it for quotes.
Dude, I'm serious. And I'm like, it's Jack Nicholson. And then one kid in the back's like, that golfer? I was like, no, that's Jack Nicholson. God, how do you know who that is, but not Jack Nicholson? Like, come on. Did y'all not see the Joker in the Batman? Like,
those kids are so young, they don't even know Heath Ledger was the Joker.
Yeah. Well, honestly, they do know Heath Ledger. Because when I tell them, because we watch pretty heavy movies to talk about each little area that we study about. And then we watch A Knight's Tale for medieval times, which is not, yeah, it's not historically accurate, but it's such a great movie. And they all like love that movie. For some reason, they know that one.
Yeah, dude, it's got freaking Alan Tudyk playing Geoffrey Chaucer. No, it's not Alan Tudyk. It's the other guy. It looks just like him.
No, Alan Tudyk's in it too.
Alan Tudyk's in it, but he's not playing Geoffrey Chaucer.
It's Vision. That's what's that guy's name?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Bettany. What a great. That guy's awesome.
He is awesome. I freaking love that movie. That's like what, 2001?
I don't know. We'll both be dead. We're not doing that one.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm planning on living another 10 years. I'm planning on living like another 40 or so, but 10 at least, I feel like.
Look, I went to the doctor today because I can't stop coughing. And they took x-rays of my chest and they were like, it's either inflammation or scarring or something. It's not congestion. It's not pneumonia. I was like, okay, good. How do I fix that? And they're like, here's a bunch of stuff to inhale, a bunch of stuff to inject into your ass. And then I got like 4 shots and a bunch of pills and inhalers and stuff. I'm trying to fix it.
You, my friend, because I edit these podcasts and I have to edit out your heavy breathing every week. You sound like a retired thoroughbred. I hope you have another 10 years.
Listen.
You need to freaking inhale your shit and inject it in your ass and do whatever you need to.
When I lay down at night, and if I get all the way to where I exhale all the way out of my lungs, it sounds like a party favor on New Year's. It's like, and Kat gets so upset.
No, 'tis the season for lingering respiratory illness.
Yeah, dude, it's friggin' miserable. I don't like it. So There you go. Yeah. I plan to be around for A Knight's Tale, but we got to bet on modern medicine on this one because I don't know.
Yeah, it probably would also be helpful if we would both take 50 to 60 extra pounds off of our lungs. That would make it easier to breathe.
That's ironic because that's exactly what Kat said.
Drop a couple cup sizes.
She's like, if your tits weren't so big, maybe your lungs could expand. I was like, touche, honky.
Oh, man. Just get in while we can. At least we'll get 92 and get moving into 93. So A Few Good Men. Give us a synopsis.
Military lawyer, Lieutenant Danny Caffey, the defense Marines accused of murder. They contend they were acting under orders. So they killed some people. They said they were doing it under orders.
Is this basically like a really low stakes version of the Nuremberg trials, which ultimately boils down to we were told to do it, and it's like it doesn't matter if you were told to do it. If it's a shitty thing to do, you're not allowed to do it. You
shouldn't do it. Yeah, you should act on your own accord on some things, I would think. But I don't know, man. You heard what the Marines, what their I don't know what do they call it? Their code or whatever.
Their code, unit, core, God, country.
Right, in that order. That's stupid.
Yes.
But those are the people that are protecting our freedom.
Yeah, they're protecting our freedom. And you live under the blanket of the freedom that they provide and then have the gall to question the manner in which they provide it.
Right. Deep down, I want him on that wall. I need him on that wall.
God, the freaking dialogue from this movie is so good. I was so happy hearing these long speeches. And I was like, I'm so glad this movie got made in 1992, and they could just let the whole speech go. Because I think if they tried to make it now, we'll get to it. I think they would cut them down a lot. And I just,
they totally
glad.
would. Yeah, so that was the other thing, and I didn't get to that. I showed the kids the "You Can't Handle the Truth" where they're talking,
right?
And I show right as Tom Cruise turns around and yells at Jack and says, "I want the truth," and he goes, "You can't handle the truth." I turn and look at the kids. And like 4 of them are looking at their phones. One of them puts their head down right as he says that. I don't know how you go about seeing Jack Nicholson go into a badass tirade and just put your head down because you've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe if you don't know who Jack Nicholson is and you've never seen the 2 hours, because that scene doesn't happen until the 2 hour mark of this movie.
Right.
There's 120 minutes of stuff prior to this, which I was delighted. But yeah, I could see if you don't know any of the people involved, and you don't know why he's yelling, maybe you don't care about that. Or maybe they're just like, this is way too long. TikTok is way shorter than this.
That's exactly it.
On TikTok.
Dude, that's exactly it. And we talk about that too right after that. I was like, was that too long? They're like, where are the subtitles? There's no words on the screen. I was like, what?
The only thing they hate more than reading is listening, apparently.
Right. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a movie based around a court martial. These Marines were told to discipline another Marine. That Marine died. They said, well, they told us to do it. And then the whole case is like, doesn't matter. You shouldn't have done it. And it's freaking phenomenal. It's based on a play by Aaron Sorkin, who then wrote the screenplay and then wrote a whole bunch of other stuff, which we'll talk about. Yeah. I'm assuming everybody listening to this knows who Aaron Sorkin is, but maybe not. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about him.
But dude, given how similar this movie was to Glengarry Glen Ross, I mean, not really. Like they didn't deal with the same topics, but it was just a bunch of men yelling at each other, written by a playwright with great dialogue.
Right.
Glengarry Glen Ross did like $12 million. This did $243 million.
Yeah.
$33 million budget, $243 million gross. I guess that's what happens when you put Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson in your movie and you have like a trailer scene of them going like, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Right. And
everyone's like, shit, what is this? Let's go.
Right. And they're
get in the car now.
They're in uniform.
Yeah. Man, I got a lot of enjoyment out of men in really crisp uniforms, like just yelling at each other and like pointing, like finger pointing. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And I got goosebumps like 4 times.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right. What about awards?
Yeah, so it's been nominated for a ton of awards. It didn't win any Academy Awards. It was up for Best Picture, and it didn't win that. It was the only Best Picture that didn't win any Academy Awards in other spots. It won ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards, Mark Shaman. Aaron Sorkin, Best Adapted Screenplay from the Community Awards. Rob Reiner from the Heartland Film Festival won Truly Moving Picture. It won the Best Movie from MTV Movie Awards. National Board of Review Awards, Top 10 Films, it won 4th place. Jack Nicholson also won Best Supporting Actor. it won some stuff, but nothing really huge.
Nothing major. No sequels or spinoffs, although it was based on a play, so it was technically an adaptation.
Right. I do want to mention too, though.
What, Sega Genesis tie-in that I missed?
No. Dude, AFI, the American Film Institute, they always break movies into little genre bunches and stuff, which is how I make my collections on Plex. Courtroom drama, it came up fifth. The ones ahead of it, To Kill a Mockingbird, 12 Angry Men, Kramer versus Kramer.
My Cousin Vinny.
No, didn't even make the cut.
That's bullshit.
But and I knew the first four. I've never seen The Verdict, but I've seen the other three. And then the You Can't Handle the Truth in AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes. It came up number 29.
Out of how many? Infinity? All of them?
100. 100. 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes. And it came up 29.
It's definitely the most memorable quote from this movie.
Yeah.
I guess it's I don't know, man. I think that quote, we could talk about it now. We'll talk about it in quotes, but I think that quote maybe gets a little bit of the Bohemian Rhapsody treatment. Like, it's hard for me to judge how great of a song Bohemian Rhapsody is because I've heard it so many times.
Right.
It's got a little bit overplayed, which I feel like maybe makes it a little bit overrated. I think if I could step back and hear it for the first time, I would go, Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the most incredible songs anyone ever wrote. But I've just heard it 9 million times. Yeah. It's charted in 4 decades. And I think this quote maybe got a little bit, because it's been parodied so many times. I've seen this movie so many times. I feel like it's like, is that the best quote in this movie? It probably is. That's a freaking phenomenal scene.
Yeah, it's delivered perfectly.
Perfectly.
Yeah, it's really good. But then, we talk about how my kids didn't know that quote, my students. And then I look at number 28. Number 28's Play It Again, Sam. Play It, Sam. Play As Time Goes By from Casablanca with Ingrid Bergman. They're not going to know that. The one before that one is I'm Walking Here from Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman. They're not going to know that either.
No, that's like a list put together by people in their 60s 20 years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I guess maybe I'm getting old also. I know all those quotes, but maybe I like movies more than these kids do. I mean,
I like movies, but I've never seen Casablanca. I mean, I know where that quote is from,
Really?
but I've never seen Casablanca. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've never seen like Citizen Kane. Like a lot of the these are the best movies that I've ever made. I've not seen.
Yeah, you got to look at them through a certain lens too, though.
Yeah, and the lens is called racism.
No, like Citizen Kane, you can't go all right, let's look at this compared to Age of Ultron.
Right.
Where's all the robots? This movie sucks.
There's not a single car chase. What the hell are we doing? No sequels or spinoffs. By the way, speaking of Sega Genesis tie-ins, have you seen the little? They look like little tiny Game Boys, but they have color LCD screens, and you can basically run old console emulators inside of them. They're like little Linux boxes, but they literally smaller than a Game Boy, but with a color LCD screen.
That's
and you can
awesome.
do where it's like, hey, it'll put every, like the little NES emulators that you can plug into your TV. It's like that, but it's freaking handheld.
Well, I have an emulator on my computer that the Bluetooth remote will reach to the living room. I'll cast this screen to the living room, and I can play in there. And I play Excite Bike and Mike Tyson's Punch Out and stuff like that. I'd love to be able to play it on a little tiny thing. Next time you come across it, send it to me.
I will. I'll send it to you. Because I was like, I don't really want to. I've tried the emulators on my computer. I don't care about those that much. But if I could play it with a controller on my TV or even on a handheld thing, I think I probably would do that.
Dude, the emulator packet I have is 819 games or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it takes up 32 kilobytes.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's tiny. It fits on 3 floppies. Yeah. No, friggin' send that to me because that's cool.
Yeah. Do you remember when and where you first saw this movie?
Yes. So this is one of those movies where I think I've seen parts of it, and I've probably seen the entire movie over the course of however long it's been. But I don't think I ever sat down and watched it.
It's been 30 years. 30 years almost to the day.
No. I'm saying however long it's been since I first saw it and started watching chunks. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it all in one sitting. And now I feel like a schmuck because it was great.
Yeah.
I wish I would have watched it a long time ago.
This is strange for me because it's been a movie that I've been such a fan of for such a long time that I don't remember a time before I had ever seen it. Although clearly there was one because I was 12 when it came out. Yeah. But I even remember reading Cracked magazine that was parodying this movie.
Nice.
And Richard Jennings stand up where he's parodying the you can't handle the truth speech and
Hugh Grant's penis.
Yeah, I remember I could name 8 different times this movie has been parodied that I have clear recollections of, not just when did I see the movie the first time? I don't think I saw it when I was 12, obviously, but probably by the time I'm like 13, 14, 15. Because it ran on TV all the time, so I'm sure I saw the edited, like, freaking TBS version. Hey, we're going into the boob fest. Cut to. Man, that was a great boob fest.
Jump to.
The TBS version where all the fun stuff is taken out.
I can remember, and I was telling somebody else this. I think like this was one of those, hey, we're going to do dinner and a movie. We have a quirky guy and a kind of hot chick that's also nerdy, and they're going to cook a meal and show you how to cook it in between scenes of this show and this movie. It's stuff like that where I'd seen a bunch of the clips. But like if you're watching the first 40 minutes of this movie and you haven't gotten to You Can't Handle the Truth, and you're watching it so casually, you're not going to stick around for most of it.
Dude, I used to watch those dinner and a movie things, and it'd be one of those things where it's like, this movie's 2 hour and 20 minutes runtime. Dinner and a movie with all the commercials every 7 minutes or whatever. It's going to be 3.5 hours if I watch it that way. And even though I owned it on DVD, I would sit and watch it on TV and would be too lazy to like get up, find the DVD, put it in, skip to where I was, and just pick it up and cut out an hour of commercials.
Good job, Catherine. When I walk in the room and she's watching something, I'm like, "Why are you watching this with commercials? We have it." She's like, I don't care."
My theory is that I, in particular, and people in general, like watching stuff when it's on TV. Not now because no one has TV except you guys and my parents. But I'm saying like when we were younger, you'd have a movie that you owned and it'd be on TV, and you go like, "Oh, I'll just watch this." And I actually think that there's some like deep primal human thing that other people are also watching it at the same time, and you feel like you're doing a thing with people.
Right.
And if you go get the tape or the VHS or the DVD, it's like now I'm just a weirdo watching a thing on my own. But before I was watching it with everyone, all of the world, people. Whoever was on TBS at that moment.
Well, is that like hearing your favorite song on the radio?
Yeah,
like I've heard Motown Philly 1,000 times. Motown Philly comes on B97. I'm cranking it, rolling all the windows down.
Yeah, it's way better. But also, like, it's the same thing. It's like if you DVR a football game, like a Saints game, and you go like, "Oh, it's halftime. I'll start watching the first half." The first half is not really that. There's no drama in the first half. Yeah. But when you catch up to the live time, now you're watching it when everyone's watching it. Now it's like, we're in it. But if the game is done and I'm just going to watch it, I don't even care anymore. Once the game's done, it's like, I don't care.
Right.
Like, it's dumb. It's not that me yelling at the men on my TV influences the
even
outcome,
working.
But
right,
I think that maybe it could.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I didn't think that's where you were going with that because you hesitated after you said do. So I thought you were going to say, yeah, it's like when you do. I thought he's going to say drugs. Don't say drugs. Doing drugs by yourself is bad, but doing it with friends is fun.
It's like when you do cold medicine when you're congested and then you feel better because they make you feel better because they're drugs.
Right. Delicious.
They're legal.
NyQuil comes in two colors. Comes in two colors, red and green. What's red and green? Christmas colors. NyQuil makes a dandy eggnog.
We're like 25 minutes in. We haven't even finished the intro.
Yeah, I know. Well, all this is going to get cut out.
Where do you rate this?
Dude, I gave it 8 chimneys. 8 chimney dogs is right in the spot for me. It was long, but I don't know what to cut out. And I only say it's long because I have 2 kids.
Yeah, it's long like Bohemian Rhapsody is long, which means it's the kind of long that it could be even longer and you wouldn't care because the whole time is super enjoyable.
Yeah. What'd you give it there, Nostalgia Bump?
I think 8 is a very fair rating, which is why I gave it a 9.5.
I thought you were going to go 8.5 so you could watch this and Captain Ron in the same night and say that you watched a 10. I never hooked up with a 10, but one night I hooked up with 5 2s.
I was trying to be like detached and neutral, but there's no part of this movie that I didn't love. There's no performance that I didn't think was great. Every scene had amazing dialogue. There was not a beat that I didn't like. There's nothing I would have cut out. I'm sure if you said like, I'll give you $1 million if you can make this movie 5 minutes shorter, I probably could do it. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, I wouldn't take that out. I liked that. That was awesome. Yeah. Even that, like every dumb little scene that you could get rid of, like when frickin' him and Kevin Bacon are having a beer together, I could probably cut that out, but I don't want to. I like that.
No, you don't need to cut that out. I like that it shows that they were friends before and that he's trying one more time to help him out.
And when friggin' Demi Moore wants to take him out for seafood and she's giving him a resume, I could take that out, but I like that scene. It doesn't like do that much for the plot really, but actually, right. I mean, I don't know, man. I love Aaron Sorkin, but I just think this is so well plotted. It's so well written. Like even a stupid scene like that kind of does some stuff where it's like, because the whole movie, people are building up Tom Cruise's character, who's just like fuck around young lawyer, who's just trying to be in the Navy for a little while, and then he's going to get out and probably like go get a corporate job. He doesn't give a shit. He's just plea bargaining everything while playing softball. And the whole movie, the other lawyers that he's working with keep telling him, it's like, dude, you're actually incredible at this. I wish you would just give a shit.
Right.
It felt like me trying to get you to do this podcast, and you're like, I don't know, man. I'm already doing nothing. That's hard to beat.
It's hard to top nothing. It really is. No, I'm with you, dude. If you wanted to take about 5 minutes out, the beginning part where the Marine Corps drill team was doing the thing with the rifles and they were spinning it around, that was a bit long.
I was gonna say you could take out that 2 minutes, but even that, I like that it sets the. I've spent way too much time thinking about this over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
You're seeing that's Marines. Like they're doing everything exactly the way they're supposed to, every single one of them. No one stepped a toe out of line.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 2 minutes of them twirling rifles while someone plays a freaking horn or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like if you want to go really wide with it and go like, that's subtext. When I teach my college course on this movie, we'll talk about that scene and how important it was, even though you could totally lose it and make the movie shorter.
Yeah. I could see why it's in there. I also, when I found out that it was Texas A&M's freshman drill corps that was doing it, I don't like A&M. We don't need that.
We totally could take that out. I'm not inclined to because I liked this movie, and even though I don't have the patience to sit through 2 hours and 20 minutes of movies, especially where the movies are all talking, there's no boobs, there's no explosions, there's no car chases.
Right.
And I was like, this is delightful.
Isn't that weird?
Would so happily watch it again.
I'm trying to think of another movie that lacks all of the things you were talking about that's over 2 hours that I also would want to watch.
Glengarry Glen Ross, our last episode was pretty close, except it wasn't quite 2 hours. I think it was an hour 40.
That's 20 minutes.
That's 20 minutes. We always talk about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It might be plus over 2 hours. That movie, although there are some boobs in that one and some car chases, but it's not that. Those are not the parts that I like, but they do feature that.
Yeah, there are boobs and car chases.
Yeah,
and Val Kilmer.
And Val Kilmer. Who taught you English? It's only 103. It's not 2 hours, but whatever the time, that hour 40 freaking flies by too.
All right,
9.5 for me. So
I'm sticking with my 8.
Yeah, that's a great rating for you, the guy who hates everything.
Yeah, I don't hate everything. You're confusing me with Will.
You don't hate everything like Will hates everything, but you're like, oh man, that was amazing, best I've ever seen, 8 out of 10. And then you're also like, that piece of shit made me angry. I'm so mad that I watched it. 6 out of 10.
So you're starting to get how I feel. I'm not going to get, I can't even think of a movie that is a 10 out of 10.
Dude, we did it this year. We did A League of Their Own. If you're not giving that one a 10, you just go ahead and delete that number from your spreadsheet. You're never going to use it.
I don't think I gave it a 10.
You didn't. You said it's literally a perfect movie. 9.5. I was like, perfect doesn't get a 10?
No, perfect doesn't get a 10.
You should be judging the freaking dunk contest. Perfect dunk. 48 out of 50. Can't beat that.
Oh, man. I feel bad for the people who made a shitty movie and dressed up for my amusement. So I give them a 6. But then I don't want the people who did really good to have that top spot, because one day I'm going to watch a movie that's going to blow my mind.
That's awesome. Hey, before we do the best, anytime I see the Castle Rock Entertainment logo in the front of the movie, I get excited.
Why is that?
So Rob Reiner directed this movie.
Right.
Do you remember what Rob Reiner's first movie was?
I don't know. Freaking Spinal Tap.
Yeah, so Spinal Tap was first, but he didn't produce it.
Oh, nice.
The first movie that he directed and produced is Stand By Me.
Nice.
Stand By Me is a movie based on a short story by...
Are you asking me to guess it? Because I got nothing.
He's one of the most famous writers ever. You and I both read pretty much everything he comes out with.
Stephen King.
Stephen King.
And he lives in Castle Rock, Maine.
Castle Rock, Maine is a fictional town in Maine. He lives in Maine.
That's right.
But a lot of his books, like Needful Things and stuff like that, are set in the town of Castle Rock.
Oh, nice.
So it's a made-up town. Castle Rock was also a made-up town that was in Lord of the Flies, which Stephen King took the name from Lord of the Flies. He named his fictional town in Maine Castle Rock. Rob Reiner directed and produced Stand By Me, based on a short story by Stephen King, and named his production company Castle Rock Entertainment.
Castle Rock Entertainment.
And that production company Yeah, it's got
Is
the
that the one
freaking
with the
lighthouse.
lighthouse?
It's got the lighthouse. And they produced a ton of shit, like which we'll, I'm sure, talk about when we talk about Rob Reiner. But yeah, anytime that comes on the front of the movie, I always get excited
That's cool.
because I like that piece of trivia. And I'm like, ooh, Castle Rock. That means Rob Reiner's doing this. He's good.
Yeah, I really like Rob Reiner and his dad, Carl. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Castle Rock. That's cool.
Anyway, what's your first scene?
First scene for me was when they are eating lunch at in Cuba. They go down to Cuba. They ride in. They have to put the camouflage jackets on because anybody that sees an officer, they'll take a shot.
Yeah, Noah Wiley is their driver.
Right, yeah.
Nobody likes her very much.
I like how they were just talking like she wasn't even sitting in the back seat. That was awesome. Dude, I just like that whole thing, like how Tom Cruise played it or how his character played it, where it was like he was just trying to see the reaction that Jack Nicholson's character was going to give.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make sure that, like when he asked for the
Transfer order.
he just wanted to see his reaction.
Yeah, dude, that was really good.
And the whole, like, he had a couple of lines. Uncle Jack had a couple of lines in there. The whole, I eat breakfast 300 yards from 4,000 Cubans who trained to kill me or something like that. So don't come down here and flash a badge and make me nervous, that whole thing. Colonel Jessup's awesome.
Dude, he's really awesome. And also, like, during that meal, he's at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, like, outside on the beach, there's, like, palm trees, and he's like, I eat breakfast 300 yards away from 4,000 Cubans, whatever. And he's, like, talking about how the Cubans need to be held in check because they respect a strong man of authority. And he's like, it's, like, kind of insulting. He's like, yeah, you know how they are. You got to keep them in check. And, dude, and then the freaking server comes over who's Cuban and, like, fills his water glass up. He's like, thank you, that was delicious.
Yeah.
Like he's freaking insulting all of his compatriots right on the other side of the barricade. And he's like, that was fantastic breakfast. Thank you, Felipe. See you later. That was some Paula Dean shit where he was just like, just coming right out with it, right with the guy standing there.
Yeah, that whole breakfast scene was good. And how Demi Moore wanted to say something and he was like, no, you don't. Let's leave.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to get her to leave because he had already gotten what he wanted to get.
Yeah.
It was good. That was the best scene.
Nice. That's cool. I didn't have that one. My first one was one of the first of the movie, which is where Tom Cruise, who plays Daniel Caffey, Lieutenant Daniel Caffey, attorney for the United States Navy, he's like hitting grounders with his softball team while negotiating a plea deal at the same time.
Did you know he's lefty? Is he a lefty? He was hitting lefty, wasn't he?
He might be a switch hitter. You never know with Tom Cruise.
I think that has a deeper meaning.
That joke had subtext just like this movie. But no, dude, he's like the other lawyer like storms out and he's like, Caffey, you're supposed to be in your office 15 minutes ago. Oh, he's like, oh, has that happened already? And he's just hitting grounders the whole time, like talking to the guy catching the ground. He's like, come on, just focus. Just watch it into your mitt. Dude, he's negotiating the plea the whole time. He's like, come on, it's oregano. Give him a break. And he does the whole thing. Yeah. He's like, I'm just going to file motion after motion. And you're going to spend the next 9 months going blind on paperwork because some private first class paid $10 for a bag of oregano. And he's still hitting the ground. He's like, come on, you got to watch the ball. Dude, it just was such a perfect way to show you exactly who this guy was, which is like a really talented negotiator who plainly does not give a shit about his job. He just wants to do it as easily as he possibly can.
Right. Phoning it in.
Yeah. Like he's in the Navy. He's just freaking playing softball. He's like, I've plea bargained 44 cases in 9 months. One more and I get a set of steak knives.
I saw the steak knives reference and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Another reason it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Dude, and I like how they go back there for that area for when Demi Moore shows up. And they're like, no, somebody was pitching to him that time and he was trying to hit. And she was talking to him the whole time. That was a good scene. It shows that he doesn't care.
Yeah, it shows it really well.
And not only that, like afterwards, he's like when he shows up to go see somebody, he has to take the yellow piece of paper that he balled up and shoved in his pocket, and he has to unwrinkle it to ask. Like,
dude, he's got a freaking chewed up apple in his mouth while he's doing it.
Yeah, he's constantly like, yeah. So I was, and he's like looking around for the trash can, and she hands it to him. Like it shows that he does not care. My second one is when they're preparing for the case, and there's a 3-week montage.
Yeah,
just because I like a montage, and I didn't have a third one. So I put this one in there to make it so I would have 3.
I had more than 3 scenes. I had a hard time picking, honestly.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah, because the movie's freaking wall-to-wall jams.
It's 9.5 out of Captain Ron. So what's your next one?
The next one I had is early on when they go to Cuba, and it's It's Jack Nicholson talking to J.T. Walsh and Kiefer Sutherland about the Private Santiago, the Marine that's not doing a good job. And J.T. Walsh, the second in command, is like, I think we should transfer him. And freaking Jack Nicholson is, dude, he's such a D-bag, and it's freaking amazing. He's like, yes, transfer Santiago. I'm sure that's the right idea. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get that done. He's like, no, wait, hold on a second. To be extra safe, let's just transfer the entire platoon. Oh, wait, Windward Company. Let's get them all out of here. And he's like, Tom, call. And he's like, call it. Tom, come in. His secretary comes in. He's like, call the president. We're surrendering our position here in Cuba. We're all going home.
And he's like, Tom, hold on,
Tom.
a second.
Hang on a second.
Hold on.
He's such a D-bag, and I just freaking loved it. I wouldn't watch that scene again because the way he was saying it, all of the whole delivery, he's like, or maybe we have a responsibility, if he is a substandard Marine, to train him. Yes, I feel sure I've read that somewhere. He's freaking such a douchebag, and it's so good. I watched it twice.
Yeah.
And
he was such a jerk that he made J.T. Walsh, who is a dick in every character he's ever played, look not like that.
Yes, he made him look sympathetic.
I really love that dude.
I do too.
I'm sorry he's gone. He's always like the grimy guy that nobody likes.
And dude, it's another scene. There's like 8 scenes like this, but like that scene contained a monologue, and it was freaking genius. And also, by the way, Tom, his secretary or his assistant who comes in, is Joshua Molina, who is in almost all of Aaron Sorkin's stuff, and also played the Tom Cruise part when this was a play and not a movie.
Oh, nice.
He didn't originate, but he was he's worked with Sorkin for years and years. And so when he came in, I was like, hey, Joshua Molina.
We talked about that before we started out. I didn't get that mixtape with Cheryl Ladd on the cover, so I haven't really absorbed that one yet there, Dick.
It's only been 30 years. You got time.
Yeah, I'm easing into
before
it.
Your freaking lungs collapse.
Yeah, dude, it's so close.
All right, what's your next scene?
My next one is when they're in the trial, and Captain Ross, who is Kevin Bacon, walks up and hands him the Marine outline for recruit training or something like that. He's like, you familiar with this book? And he's like, yes, sir. He's like, have you read it? He's like, yes, sir. And he's like, show me the chapter that deals with Code Reds. And he, of course, Code Red is the thing that the trial is about. The Code Red is
they discipline the other guy,
punishment,
and he accidentally dies, or maybe intentionally dies. We don't know.
He said, just flip to the page that talks about the Code Reds, and he's like, we only talk about that down here, sir. And Gitmo, like, that's not going to be in there. And when he turns around to walk off, thinking that he made a great play in this scene for this trial, as he's walking away, Tom Cruise stands up and snatches the book as he's walking back to his table, and he grabs it and he goes, hey, can you turn to the page that shows the mess hall? And he's like, that's not in this book. And he's like, wait, you said you're saying that you've never had a meal the whole time you're at Gitmo? And he's like, no, sir, 3 square meals a day. He's like, well, how do you know where the mess hall is? Like, it was great that he flipped that whole thing that Kevin Bacon had set up.
And he yanked the book away from him while he was walking back to his table.
Yeah, it was good.
And that was Noah Wyle again. And he, I don't think he had like done ER at this point. But dude, he like, that was a small part, but he was good too. Cause you could tell he was like, when Tom Cruise was asking, he was like, so you never had a meal? You could tell he was playing it like, he was like kind of confused. He's like, no, 3 square a day, sir. The way he did it, I was like, dude, that's freaking great. He's even acting like he's a confused Marine.
Yeah. Yeah, that he was at that point. Good acting. Dude, even that's what I'm saying. Like, even the smaller parts.
Yeah.
Like Cuba Gooding Jr. was in for what?
He was in for like 30 seconds.
Like a minute and a half.
He was freaking awesome, and I was happy to see him.
He killed it.
I guess, like, I thought Cuba Gooding Jr. was, like, already a name when this movie came out, but I guess it was a couple years later. I guess he really, like, blew up with Jerry Maguire, which I guess would have been, like, 95, 96.
That's where he won his Academy Award, I think, right? For Jerry Maguire, wasn't it? And then...
See, I'm looking like he did Gladiator in 92, Boys in the Hood 91.
That's what that was
like
his
Jerry
first
Maguire
movie.
96. But like I felt like that was not a big part for him. I wonder if that got cut down. It was supposed to be more.
No. He's just another fantastic actor to add to this pantheon of actors that we have in this movie that make it so good.
Yeah, man, we didn't talk about it yet, but like the cast for Glengarry Glen Ross, we talked about how everyone was an absolute killer. In this movie, the cast was freaking phenomenal. Like Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, top billing. Demi Moore, also top billing. But dude, Kevin Pollak, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, Cuba Gooding Jr., Noah Wiley, the 2 Marines that were on trial, J.T. Walsh, Christopher Guest, like the whole. There's only like 20 people in this movie, and 15 of them are like, oh, I know that person's name. That's awesome.
Right. Cool when you have that, because now you're like, hey, not only do I know who this person is and seen them in other stuff, but I know they're good because they won like awards and stuff too. What are your other 7?
My third
scenes?
one is the one that I can't believe that you don't have, which is You Can't Handle the Truth. Like that scene, it's like an 8-minute scene. But dude,
so I put that in my quotes, so I left it out of my scenes.
Yeah, I went back and forth on that, honestly. But like, You Can't Handle the Truth is like a 5-word quote, but this is an 8-minute scene, and it's a freaking masterclass from like Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson and Kevin Bacon and the freaking guy who plays the judge, whose name I didn't even write down, but I really like that guy too. Like just everybody, everybody's doing an incredible job.
That dude's been in stuff too.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, like that scene. So one of the things I really like about it is that everyone said that Nicholson. So like normally when you shoot scenes together, it's like you each get a chance to do it with the camera pointing at you, and then the other person's off camera. And typically when they're off camera, they'll like have the script and they're kind of reading the lines, but they're not really giving it everything. They're just like, oh, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. The truth is, but like, but they said Nicholson, I don't know if he always does this, but at least for this movie, they said Nicholson, when he was off camera and he was like doing the scene with Tom Cruise, like he was giving it every single bit as when the camera was on him so that he could help Tom Cruise give a better performance.
Which is, it seems like that's what you would want to do.
It's absolutely what you would want to do, but if you're like going to shoot the scene for 3 hours, you're worried that when it's time to have the camera on you, you're going to not be good at it anymore, or you just don't feel like yelling all day. But he was just like, nah, it. I'm gonna give this everything I got because I want it to be really good.
Well, I was reading how Jack Nicholson only had to film for 10 days. Yeah. And when Rob Reiner realized that they had to do another take for something, he had apologized. He's like, hey, Jack, I'm so sorry. We got to do this again. And he's like, Rob, you don't understand. I love acting. We'll do this as many times as you want. I'm like, man, that's how it should be there.
That's why that guy's been working for freaking 60 years. By the way, it was a good Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Really? Because I was just doing my Christian slander.
They're very similar.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, like that scene was so long and so involved, and everybody knows that you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. You want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. But the whole thing,
right,
dude, I'm not joking. I've seen it at least 100 times, probably more than that. And I was getting goosebumps. I was getting teared up. I was like, God, that's so powerful. Everything that everyone's doing, they're doing such a good job.
Yeah. And dude, that's the thing for me. Like, it's great writing and all that stuff. But man, the way Jack Nicholson brings it, it's just awesome.
Yeah, and I didn't Tom Cruise is not, I don't think he's one of my favorite action stars ever. This is not an action movie, but he was incredible in this.
Yeah, I think he's a good actor. Like, I don't have a problem with him.
I think he's mostly
weird,
good at being Tom Cruise, but I like watching Tom Cruise do stuff, so he's not disappearing into roles. I mean, occasionally he does do a legit acting job, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that was Tom Cruise. I never forgot that this guy was Tom Cruise, but he did such a good job.
So we can replace him with Keanu, or no?
I don't think that you could replace this Tom Cruise with Keanu. But also there's just something about both of these characters are people of integrity who deeply, sincerely believe that they're on the right side of this issue. And they're just going at each other, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm almost embarrassed at how emotional I was watching this movie because I'm like, man, this is super corny maybe, but that shit really hit me.
Don't ever feel bad for feeling feelings.
No, it's not feeling feelings. It's just feeling feelings about this. I would be less embarrassed if the new Adele CD made me cry because I'd be like, that makes sense. Probably a lot of people did that, but I'm like, I don't know how many people got choked up at A Few Good Men during the daytime.
Dude, I was at Disney World and we went on flights of passage, where you ride on a banshee, and it locks you into this little thing, and every time the wings flap, you can feel it on your legs, and there's a big screen, and you could smell the stuff that they're flying over, and when the wing touches the water, it sprays up on you a little bit. You could feel a mist, and it tricked my brain just long enough to where when it was over, I was like, oh my God. I'm wiping tears off my face, and Kat's like, what in the hell is wrong with you? She's like, yeah, it was a good ride. I was like, it tricked my brain. I thought I was in Avatar riding a banshee. It tricked me just enough. And every time she makes fun of me for crying at Avatar, the ride, I realized that I just friggin' feel what you're supposed to feel. Who cares?
Yeah, I would much rather be able to feel stuff than not feel stuff.
Not feel stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Be so freaking hard that my family doesn't want to talk to me.
I don't want to be ice cold. What's your next? You have more best scenes?
I had one bonus scene, and it was when Kathy gets drunk and comes into his apartment after Markinson kills himself. Just because I love a good drunk performance.
Yeah, it was good too.
Yeah, it was really good, and he's freaking like he's like knocking stuff off the table, and he's like maybe if we try really hard, we can get Dawson charged with the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, his freaking hair's all wet, and he's like missing the top when he's trying to open it at first.
And then Demi Moore is like, oh shit, I named the whole cast. I forgot Demi Moore. I'm such a dick. She was also very good in this. She's like trying to get him to we'll get Jessup on the stand. We'll get it out of him. And he's like, we don't have any evidence. And dude, he starts to like go off on her. And he's like, and for our two defendants, we have a lifetime at exotic Fort Leavenworth. And what about Lieutenant Caffey? What has he won? He's won a court martial. Dude, and he's like having a tirade. He's like,
yeah,
dude, he's like yelling at her with his eyes all bugging out, and she freaking storms off. I was like, God, that was really good.
Yeah, and I like how he's snarky and really makes jokes a lot when he's not drunk. So when he was drunk, it like magnified it by 1,000, and he was really going over the top. That was awesome.
So I had a bonus one for that one just because I really liked that scene. But man, there's not a bad scene in this movie. There's not a bad performance. It's kind of tough. What about quotes?
That'll lead me straight to my first quote. When they're trying to decide whether the doctor made a mistake or not. Yeah. And whether they said he was poisoned or not. And Demi Moore, Galloway, she says, the doctor's wrong. And he's like, oh, and this is Tom Cruise. He's like, what a relief. I was afraid we weren't going to be able to use our liar, liar, pants on fire defense. I didn't know that was coming. It was great. That was a fantastic line.
Dude, in the whole movie, he kept telling her, because she was like, yeah, but this didn't happen. He's like, it doesn't matter what you think. It only matters what we can prove.
Right.
He's like, oh, I forgot you were absent the day they taught law in law school.
Yeah, like when he was out on the baseball diamond and she was talking to him. He's like, now I see what you're saying. It had to be Professor Plum in the library with a candlestick. Like, friggin' landed on thick. I like that.
Yes.
What's your first one?
My first one I already talked about, which is it's like, yeah, plea bargain, 44 cases in 9 months. And he's like eating an apple. He's like, what more? I get a set of steak knives.
Yeah, dude, I marked down steak knives as a bonus.
Just because we just did Glengarry Glen Ross, where freaking second prize was a set of steak knives, third prize is you're fired. And it's like, here we are again with freaking steak knives references from that movie.
I wonder if that's a reference it can't be from Glengarry Glen Ross. That's just a...
Mamet wrote Glengarry Glen Ross, and it won the 1984 Pulitzer Prize. Aaron Sorkin wrote A Few Good Men, the play, in 1989. So this is a Pulitzer-winning prize play from 5 years before Sorkin wrote his play. That totally could be a reference to Glengarry Glen Ross.
Maybe, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. What's your next one?
My next one is Caffey's leaving. Galloway's, she's following him out. She's trying to tell him that she's going with him to Cuba, and he was like, "Listen, we're not friends, okay?" And then he's like, "We can be friends if you want or whatever." He's like, "If you speak to my client of mine again without my permission, I'll have you disbarred. Are we friends?" And she's like, "I had authorization." He goes, "From where?" "From Downey's closest living relatives, Ginny Miller, his aunt on his mother's side." And he straight up, so sarcastically goes, "You got authorization from Aunt Ginny?" And he's like, "Does Aunt Ginny have a barn? We can hold a trial there. I can sew the costumes. Maybe Uncle Goober can be the judge." I was like, what a douche. This guy's awesome. So, and then Aunt Ginny actually shows up at the trial. It was good.
Yeah. And he's like, "You're Aunt Ginny? I was expecting someone older." And she's like, "Yeah, I was too."
Yeah. That was my second.
Nice. My second one is You Can't Handle the Truth, which I know I already put in as a scene, but I don't know how to not put this in my quotes.
Yeah, dude. I had it. That was my third. It's just,
there's a lot of really good lines in this movie, but like, I'm not going to list the quotes from this movie and not put that one in there.
And the thing is like, I like when he says, you can't handle the truth, because he like gets all angry about it. But then when he pauses and he's like, then he goes into his little mini monologue, you know? He's like, we live in a world that has walls, and these walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? Like,
Dude, not only does he say you talking to Tom Cruise, but then he freaking hits Kevin Pollak with a stray. You, Lieutenant Weinberg?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, well, I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting at the table. I wasn't even talking.
I can't even imagine that I haven't seen this movie up until now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm an idiot.
My third quote.
Yeah, what's your third?
Was when Tom Cruise goes to meet Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's like having a drink and like whatever at a bar. Tom Cruise like sits down. Dude, it's first of all, I always think it's so weird in movies when somebody's already somewhere eating and drinking, someone else comes and like they're not
table.
friends and the interaction's not going to be real long, but they still like order a thing. He's like, "Yeah, I'll have a beer." And it's like, "Dude, he's done talking in 20 seconds and he's storming out. Why did he order a beer? What was the point of that?"
Right.
But dude, they're talking and he's like, if you accuse Jessup and you don't have any information and you don't have evidence, like you're going to be court-martialed. I'm just telling you as your friend, don't do that. And then, dude, then they get into an argument. Kevin Bacon storms out, and as he's leaving, Tom Cruise like stands up and he's like, "You're a lousy fucking softball player." Like that was like the worst insult he could think of, was that he's not good at softball, and I just like that part.
Yeah, because he seems like a pretty good lawyer, even though he's Kevin Bacon. So this is my question. Earlier, when he was talking to Kevin Bacon and they're doing the Aaron Sorkin walking through the hallway thing that Reiner kind of helped him come up with, they started talking about like what the plea bargain's going to be and like what are they going to take. He says something like 6 months, and then Tom Cruise decides not to take it, and he's like 6 months, or I'm going to go after you hard, and you're going to go down with him. Like is that how this whole thing works? Is that how justice works? Like, hey, I didn't really kill that guy. I believe that I'm innocent, but if I have to go through this whole process, there's a chance some stuff's going to happen and I'm going to be put in jail for way longer, or it's going to cost me a fortune to fight for my freedom. So I'll just take the 6 months and just call it a day. Dude,
there's the podcast Serial. The third season is about the criminal courts, and I think it's Cleveland, Ohio. And it's exactly like that. They literally, the whole process is they just overcharge people and then they plea them down. And so it's like, hey, you're poor and you're not well educated. They found you with a tiny bag of marijuana at midnight. Like they charged you with 9 things. You can try to defend them if you have a lawyer, which you don't, or if you have money, which you don't, or if you can defend yourself, which you can't, or you can plea it down to the like least number of the things. They get their conviction, which looks good on their record, and then you go to prison for 6 months, and you go, well, I guess 6 months is better than 25 years, because what else am I supposed to do? And then guess what? You're a felon who can't get a job and can't vote and are going to go right back into prison the next time you do anything even minorly wrong, which you definitely will.
Oh, man. So fix it then. I don't know how to do that, but we should fix it.
Yeah, so there's also, real quick, there's a book called 3 Felonies a Day, which is absolutely terrifying, and you should totally read it.
That sounds horrible, but all right, I'll check it out.
It's absolutely horrible, but you're a history teacher, so horrible is kind of your area.
No, I like hearing about this stuff, and I like being able to have the knowledge, like you just said, to be able to talk to the kids about it. But man, it's kind of why I stopped watching the news, so I can stop being so sad all the time.
It's freaking horrible. Yeah, was that your last quote?
My last quote was, "You can't handle the truth."
All right, who's your first character?
First character is Uncle Jack. He's the man.
He's the freaking man.
Freaking Colonel Nathan Jessup, and he did such a great job. He was such a jerk when he needed to be a jerk. Like, and they laid it on thick too. The whole thing you were talking about. Friggin' eating 300 yards away from 4,000 Cubans, I want to kill him. Or it's nice to have to salute to a woman. Like, you can tell he's a jerk. And that's what you're supposed to do. Like, that's what his character. And I just thought he killed it.
He did. He did an amazing job. It's perfect casting. Like, I have to imagine when, like, Sorkin writes this screenplay and Rob Reiner's going to produce it and Rob Reiner's going to direct it, and they start doing their like fantasy casting where it's like, man, wouldn't it be great if we could get, I can't imagine they said anyone's name for that part before Jack Nicholson.
Do you know who they said before this?
Who's that?
Gene Hackman.
He would have been great too.
Yeah, he would have been really good. He turned down the role because I was playing Sheriff Little Bill Daggett in another movie.
Yes.
Unforgiven. That we did. Yeah. So he couldn't do it. But that was their first choice.
Gene Hackman is, I think, a much better actor than Jack Nicholson, but for this part, it's so perfect for Jack Nicholson.
I can't see anybody else doing it.
I love Gene Hackman. I'm not going to say he couldn't do it, but Jack Nicholson was freaking spot on, note perfect the whole time. Dude, he's yelling. You could just tell, like, if he was a Marine colonel you just know you would do whatever he said. You'd be terrified of him.
Right.
And you know that he's like about to be the whatever something of the National Security Agency, and he's like making planes disappear, and he's fabricating paperwork, and he's going to freaking scapegoat these 2 Marines in his command so that he can go on to be the next. It's like, dude, he's freaking.
Yeah.
But he believes that he's doing it. He's not like trying to get rich. He really thinks it's the way to keep us safe from the Cubans or whatever.
Right. Yeah. He's doing it for the right reasons, he thinks.
Yes, he thinks. But yeah,
You know who wouldn't do a good job at this? Robert Redford.
no, he's too likable. He's too nice. He couldn't do this job.
Yeah. I really, every time I see him, I'm like, I want to hang out with that guy outside of acting.
I think everyone in this movie is too much of a jerk for Robert Redford to play them.
Yeah.
He's just a good guy.
Yeah. I hate Robert Redford.
Kurt Russell could play any one of these parts, obviously.
He could do it with one eye tied behind
I
his
would like to see
patch.
him as Captain Ron with the eye patch be the judge.
I would like him to be any of the parts as Captain Ron.
Dude, did you see on Discord that Sean suggested that Glenn Ross be recast with Kurt Russell playing all 6 parts?
I did not. I had to get a new phone, and I forgot to do Discord until you said it just now.
You're such a dick.
I got to download that.
Yeah.
I got to download it again. Are we doing like Kurt Russell is playing every part as those characters, or is it like Kurt Russell's eye-patched Captain Ron is playing Al Pacino's part?
No, he says 6 Kurt Russells being John Malkovich style. All of them wear some kind of hat or eyewear.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
It's still there. Jack Nicholson, number 1. And also freaking going hard when he's not on camera, helping his other actors do a really good job.
Yeah.
And being a huge douche, but being so good at it. Who's your second?
My second is Daniel Kaffee, Tom Cruise. Because I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I thought he did an all right job.
As an actor.
Personally,
I think he sucks real hard, real loud, real bad. But as an actor, he's very good.
Yeah. When you have a friggin' American science fiction writer come up with your religion, that's pretty weird. But I'm saying all the movies he's in, I really enjoy. I can't think of a Tom Cruise movie I don't like.
Yeah, Magnolia is the one that I don't really like.
It was just weird. And
Eyes Wide Shut, I don't really like. I don't dislike it, but I also don't think it's great.
I like that one because it was Kubrick's last movie, and I like the way he does stuff, and it was definitely weird. Definitely. But I did put Tom Cruise because I thought he showed that he's not just tying himself to the outside of planes and shooting people. He can act too. I think he did a great job.
He did a really good job. He's my second character. I don't think weird is nearly the right word to describe Tom Cruise outside of his movies. I think he's actually a pretty horrible person, given the shit that he espouses and the damage that it's done, which is very well chronicled, including by people who have been in it for a long time, like Leah Remini.
Yeah.
I think it's a big disservice to say that it's weird when really it's just fucking horrible.
But I just don't know about that.
But we're not here reviewing his religion. We're here reviewing his performance in this movie. His performance in this movie was really good.
Yeah. I had a couple of things that I didn't like about him. One, when he was walking with Kevin Bacon, he grabbed a donut after touching every donut on the plate, and then grabbed a chocolate-covered, cream-filled donut and then ate it with the chocolate side facing down.
Yeah, because he's a freaking psychopath. And then he took one bite out of it and he threw it away. He's like, no, didn't like that.
No, I don't
You're
like
a jerk. You just touched all the donuts.
When he bit it, you know what he used to bite it with? His teeth. Have you know about the thing with his teeth? How they're not like in the middle of your nose, follow down what's this little thing right here?
Yeah.
Frenulum.
The straight line from your nose down to the, like, between your 2 front teeth.
Right. And his is not there. He has a tooth in the middle of that. And the middle line is actually under one of his nostrils. And as soon as somebody pointed that out, now that's all I could see. And he like really showed his teeth when he went to bite into the psychopath donut upside down.
Dude, he always shows his teeth. He's like 60% teeth.
Yeah.
This is probably the last movie that he ever did where he didn't run.
That is true. There was no running in this one.
But dude, he was freaking good. He was super sarcastic. He did some good yelling. He did a good job saluting. His pants were all creased. You know, he was drunk at one point. Like, it's just a solid all around performance.
His dress whites look like Jamie Watson's jeans, just like starched straight.
Rocking his khakis with a cuff in the crease.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I liked that was the guy I had for 2.
Nice. Same for me.
That's all you got?
No, I had those 2, and then my third.
Who's your third?
My third was Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson.
Yeah,
played by Wolfgang Bodison or Bodison.
Wolfgang. You gotta say it with a V, like you're German.
I'm just gonna say it Wolf, like my son's name Wolf, and not have to pronounce it weird. But dude, but this guy was really good, and I obviously have seen this movie a bunch. But when I was watching it again, I was just like, everything he did such a good job. Like one of the times that I like got choked up a little bit was when he was Tom Cruise was trying to get him to take the plea deal. He's like, "Do it, Harold. It's nothing. It's a hockey season. You'd be home in 6 months." Coffee, you're the greatest lawyer in the world. How'd you do that? 6 months. And dude, he starts yelling. He gets all freaking mad at him. He's like, if the court decides that what we did was wrong, then I'll accept whatever punishment they give. But I believe I was right, sir. I believe I did my job, and I will not dishonor myself, my unit, or the Corps, so I can go home in 6 months. And he's like, dude, he's all up in his face. He's freaking spitting, and his eyes are all bugged out. I was like, holy shit. That would make me want to join the Marines if I didn't hate running and pull-ups and fighting.
All of the things the Marines stand for. Do you know the story behind that guy? He was
he was Rob Reiner's. He was Rob Reiner's assistant.
Yeah, well, he started out as a production scout for one of Rob Reiner's movies. Then he became the assistant. He was like, "This dude looks like a Marine. Let's have him do the thing."
Well, he said he was Rob Reiner's assistant. He was a PA. He was a location scout, and he was Rob Reiner's assistant on this movie while they were putting it together. And Rob Reiner said to him, they couldn't find anybody to play Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson. And he was like, He's like, "Would you read this?" And he's like, "Well, I never really acted." Nice. So he like went and hired an acting coach, and he worked on it, and he came in and read. And he said like a day later, like Rob Reiner called him, was like, "Welcome to the movie business. You're the guy."
Nice. That's awesome.
And dude, for this being not only his first movie, but his first time ever acting, I thought he was really good.
Yeah, he was good. Some people just got it. Some people are Keanu Reeves.
And maybe this is an easy part for him to play because he's just as like a large, intimidating black man with a great voice. But like, he's just everything he did, every line he delivered, I was like, hell yeah, that was perfect. And he's been acting ever since. And like, he's played stuff other than Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson. So he's still working. So clearly he gets it. He knows how to do it.
I don't think you can just be a large person and be with a deep voice and be intimidating. He just he delivered it.
No, we talked about it when we were doing T2. Like, you can't just take the jacked guy from the gym and then cast him as the Terminator and think it's going to work. Like, even though that's an important part, the physicality, like Schwarzenegger's good at that type of acting. This dude was awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Wolfgang Bodison, Wolf, Rob Reiner's assistant.
My last one was Sam Weinberg.
Yeah, Kevin Pollak
from the JAG Corps. Kevin Pollak. So I've always I know Kevin Pollak. He's been in 1,000 movies. It feels like he's my jam. It was going to be played by Jason Alexander, and then Seinfeld got picked up for another season, so he couldn't play it. So they got him. He's just I don't think he's supposed to be like comic relief, but he's kind of funny, and I mean I think he's funny in real life. I'm saying like in the movie he's kind of funny. When he's talking about his daughter, and he's like, "Did you hear that?" She said, "Pa." She was pointing at a mailbox. Yeah. She's like, Pa, there's the mailbox.
Look, a mailbox.
Right. And the whole after they're closing up or they're on recess for a day or whatever, and that was when Demi Moore had the strenuous objection. It's like strenuous objective. Yeah, that's not really what I've gone with. Like he's just really good.
Yeah, Kevin Pollak is great. He was really good. I liked that part a lot because he was Tom Cruise was kind of his own comic relief, but he was also like him and Tom Cruise kind of flip-flopped, like each of them being the straight man and each of them being the comic relief, which is cool because Tom Cruise is always like chewing on stuff and then looking for a pen, and Kevin Pollak was like, "Here's your pen," and like and like Noah Wiley's like, "Yeah, we'll do that at 1600," and Kevin Pollak like leans over and he goes, "That's 4 p.m." He's like, "Yes, thank you," because he knew he didn't know anything about the military. Like, he was always doing stuff like that, which I liked.
Yeah, he was good. Who's your third?
I gave it to you, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sweet. Awesome.
And I also liked the guy who played the other Marine on trial. James Marshall is his name. PFC Loud.
Feed him Lamar.
PFC Loud and Downey.
Yeah.
He just was playing this like really like meek, confused, like not very bright guy, but I think that he did a really good job. Like even after the sentence came down, he was just like, "What just happened? What's going on? When do we get to go back to our base?" Yeah. And he's like, he didn't know what was going on. It was kind of heartbreaking. He was like, because he just loved Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson. He was like, what did we do wrong? We didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, this kid, he doesn't know what happened.
I like how you use their title and their full name with. It's like there used to be this Army commercial before the movies in the theater. And it was Private First Class Brian Berkey Bell. And the only reason I remember that is because Johnny's stupid ass would yell it out right before the guy would say it. So it's weird that you keep saying like Private First Class William Santiago, U.S. Marine Corps.
I think Aaron Sorkin took a lot of time with all the names and all the ranks, and so I just wanted to like some of them. It's like that's Tom Cruise, that's Colonel Jessup, but for that one, I just particular Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson. I wanted to do the whole name because I think Aaron Sorkin would appreciate that.
Yeah, if it's extra words, he definitely.
Dude, he
would.
loves the extra. He likes the jargon. He's real big on jargon, so I think he really liked like Marine Barracks, whatever, Windward, Rifle Company, Bravo, Second Platoon.
I like when they do that.
I do too.
Like when I'm reading books and I don't know anything about guns, and I'll read a book and it's like some dude's trying to kill zombies or something, and the army guy's like, "Well, I have this 7-30 that's a 26 caliber."
So what you got is a kick, ticket class TK 5421, and what you really want is whatever, lady. I got to get to the Big Apple.
Put it in and get me to the Big Apple, sister, and shove off. Dude, the guy who played William Santiago, the guy who died, he was in the show Head of the Class. Do you remember that show?
I don't remember anything about it, but I do remember the show.
Dude, it's on HBO Max. I started watching it. It's still funny.
Nice.
And he was also in Fame, and I used to love that show because I was maybe going to be a dancer. but it just wasn't in the cards for me.
That reminds me of Adam Sandler and Big Daddy when he was talking to Joey Lauren Adams about what he was going to do with his life. He's like, "Yeah, I was going to be a model, but it turns out I'm not very good looking."
I used to like Fame, though. I was going to live forever. Anyways, so do you have any other people you want to talk about? Demi Moore, did you know this was her first movie since the birth of her second daughter?
No.
And that birth is the reason she wasn't in A League of Their Own.
Yeah, and then
the perfect movie.
And Lori Petty had to take over for her. Yeah, Bruce Willis her out of that job.
Oh, man.
Penny Marshall, who directed A League of Their Own, that Demi Moore was supposed to be in, but then she got pregnant, was married to Rob Reiner around the time those movies came out, who directed this movie. One move, did it.
There you go. And you didn't even have to use
Kevin Bacon. I got him just hanging out in reserve. Dude, I didn't write down a lot of stuff about Demi Moore, and I wish that I had because I kept thinking the whole movie she was doing such a good job, but this movie's just jam packed with great performances. But she did great.
They picked her because they wanted somebody who was tough, and they went with Jodie Foster first, and then they thought Michelle Pfeiffer, and then they went with Linda Hamilton, but she was too tough, and then Demi Moore was the right temperature porridge, and they just picked her.
Dude, she's got the freaking raspy voice, and she does a good job.
Yeah.
And then in a couple of years, she'll do G.I. Jane for Tony Scott, I think.
Right. A
movie which I also really like, even though it's not nearly as good as this one.
No, it's not. Yeah. And then I put down J.T. Walsh was always a douche, but he was good. And Rob Reiner really liked J.T. Walsh, by the way. The guy who played Markinson. He was like, I want everybody on this cast to be as good as J.T. Walsh. Imagine having Rob Reiner say that to you. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's incredible. Dude, speaking of Rob Reiner, he directed this movie. I just assume everyone knows who Rob Reiner is. Like, he was an actor. He started on All in the Family. I mean, he starred on it, but that was when he kind of first got famous. But, like a huge director. Like, Stand By Me, Spinal Tap, When Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men, Princess Bride.
Alex and Emma. One of my jams that nobody else likes.
Which I like.
I really like that movie. I can't believe so many people don't. What a great premise.
It's a great movie.
For a movie.
Sleepless in Seattle, Primary Colors, Ed TV, Wolf of Wall Street, American President, which was, I think, written by Aaron Sorkin, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so.
Son of Carl Reiner is a freaking comedy icon.
Yeah, hysterical.
Yeah.
There was a documentary with him and Mel Brooks together, just telling stories. Oh, man.
I do. That's really good. And father of Tracy Reiner, who plays your sister-in-law, Betty Horn.
Betty Spaghetti
Horn.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rob Reiner is incredible as an actor, as a director, as a producer. And everything he touches, I love, including this movie.
Even the stuff that he's like, he, for Harry Met Sally, he produced it and directed it. Like Sleepless in Seattle, he plays like this tiny little part. And it's just like he's not like making the whole movie, but the whole time he's in there, I'm like, this is great. I love that he's in there. I like Rob Reiner. He's pretty active on Twitter recently also. Nice. Not a lot of people in this area like him.
We'll have to shout him out when the podcast releases the episode. We can say like,
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we love Rob Reiner. Listen to the hour and 20-minute mark.
Slide into this podcast, and if you don't have anything to do for the next 3 days, let's talk about Aaron Sorkin. Yeah. So this is his...
sorry, real quick before we get to Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah.
One person who's in this movie that we did not mention, the guy who played the doctor is Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
Who is the screenwriter of movies like This is Spinal Tap, Best in Show, Mighty Winds,
nice.
Waiting for Guffman. Like the mockumentary. He all the
Nice.
mockumentaries are Christopher Guest. Like
Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
he's worked with Rob Reiner a lot, and so he acted in this movie. I just want
That's
to
good
shout that
stuff.
out because I saw him. I was like, dude, Christopher Guest, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, go ahead, Sorkin.
No. I was saying that he wrote A Few Good Men, The American President, like you mentioned, Charlie Wilson's War with Tom Hanks, Social Network. That's the one where he wins Best Writing. Moneyball, Steve Jobs, Molly's Game. Dude, if you haven't seen Molly's Game, it's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen Molly's Game several. I love Aaron Sorkin. I've seen Molly's Game several times, dude. Honestly, Moneyball is the one that I don't know if it's not his best movie, but like that's the one that if I'm bored and I see it's on Netflix or something, I'll just put it on. Like I know I've seen that movie 30 times.
I've seen it a few times too. It's really good. And then like for TV, he did like Sports Night, West Wing, Studio 60, Newsroom. Like those are all TV shows that you and Will definitely watch a lot of, and have tried to get me to watch a lot of. And I have them all, but I just haven't watched them yet. And
I like the shorter ones. Like West Wing is great, but it's like whatever. Yeah, I think Sorkin did 4 seasons, and it's like 22 44-minute episodes. Like that's a big commitment, and it's got funny parts. It's fantastic, but it's heavy. But like I like Sports Night. It's 2 seasons. Like it's funny. It's half hour. Like Studio 60, it's funny. It's 2 seasons. Like I can like blow through that pretty fast. So I tend to rewatch those more than West Wing.
What's the guy on West Wing that's not
Rob Lowe?
No, Emilio Estevez.
Ramon Estevez Sr.
Yeah. What's it's the guy that's the bad guy on Billy Madison.
Bradley
What's that
Whitford.
dude's name? Whitford. That's it. I couldn't think.
Dude,
of
he's
it.
good.
I really like him.
He's
a lot.
great. I love him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out. One day I'll get there. But speaking of the walking down a hallway and talking, the walking and talking, or whatever you called it. Rob Reiner wanted more action on the screen, and he suggested that they change to them walking down the hallway and stopping and getting the donut. And most people point to that as like where Aaron Sorkin's trademark 2 characters walking down a hallway happened.
That's not where Aaron Sorkin credits it for starting, but I like that story. But Aaron Sorkin worked with the director Tommy Schlamme a lot, who did a lot of TV, did West Wing and did Sports Night. And the story that both of those two tell is that Aaron Sorkin tended to write a lot of like pages that were basically just 2 characters just staring at each other, like monologuing. And so the director, Tommy Schlamme, was like, this is kind of boring, and we're just going to be here for like 4 minutes while they just talk back and forth. He's like, what if they walk around while they're talking, and that way at least something is happening? And so like they kind of refined that format on Sports Night, which is because then it's like as they're walking and talking, someone can come by and hand them a tape, and then someone else is like, hey, don't forget I need the thing. Or it's like, you owe me $6.
Yeah.
And then on the West Wing, it's perfect because everyone's like always in a hurry to do a million things. And like Sorkin got better at like, oh, this is going to be a perfect walk and talk because as they're walking through the hallway, someone's going to give them a briefing and someone's going to yell at them like, don't forget, we got the thing with the Cubans.
Yeah.
But it really came from Sorkin just giving you like 12 pages of a script where the characters just sat in a room looking at each other.
So what was the director's
Tommy
name?
Schlamme.
What other porns was he in other than...
It's not Tommy Salami. It's Schlamme.
Yeah, that's how I would spell it too if I was making a porn. Do you have any other good that you want to mention? I know you love this movie.
I think we covered it all, man. Rob Reiner's great. Aaron Sorkin's great. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is the music is by Mark Shaman, who we've talked about a couple times, did City Slickers, which is one of our favorite scores from last year. And we're about to do what I feel sure will be my most favorite Mark Shaman movie in 1993, which will be Sister Act 2.
Yeah, that's awesome that he did this. It's weird that I didn't know his name before City Slickers, and now I'm recognizing it, and this podcast is making me learn stuff.
Yeah, I like that, because obviously, like, you and I know the actors, and, like, some of the directors, some of the writers, but I like that the stuff that we wouldn't have known necessarily before we did the podcast, like the people who did, like, if it wasn't Alan Silvestri or John Williams, I probably wasn't.
We were pretty much.
I probably wasn't gonna know. But now it's like Mark Shaman, who's done a bunch of really awesome movies. It's like, oh, sweet, that guy. I know that. I know some stuff that guy's done.
Yeah, and you got like backstories and stuff. I had a couple more good. I wanted to say that the word "sir" was used 164 times in the movie, and the Department of Defense refused to endorse this film. So they couldn't use any military installations when they were filming. So most of it was on a soundstage.
You could tell when they were driving, Noah Wyle was driving them on the Jeep in Cuba, that like when they shot from behind the Jeep and you could look out to the like coastline, it was all matte paintings. Yeah. It was like a matte painting of like a freaking Navy destroyer like out in the bay. I was like, that's not real.
This is definitely Cuba. I wonder where they filmed that scene in Bad Boys 2 where they go through the shanty town and then stop outside of Guantanamo.
Bad Boys 2, we're definitely not going to make it to that one.
You might.
Dude, we're making it. We're gonna start eating healthy. We're gonna get on the elliptical. We're gonna do 20 more years of this podcast.
Yeah, I told the doctor today, I was like, yeah, doc, my knee, the cartridge in my knee, it's no good. I got on the eucalyptus machine and it didn't work.
I got the full-blown diabetes. One other thing. I've always wondered this, and I didn't learn it until today. The play that this movie was based on a real set of events that happened in Guantanamo Bay in the mid-1980s. They didn't get discharged. They ended up like being found not guilty on most stuff and guilty on one thing, and like time served, and they got to go back to the military. So based on a real event that happened.
Yeah. Based on a true story.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got no more good. You want to go to worst?
I also have no more good. Yeah, let's go to worst.
I'm sure you don't have a lot of worst. And we talked about all of my worst already. The gunplay in the very beginning, the unit core God country is a little much
don't
for
like
me.
that.
And how the plea bargains work. I don't like
that. Don't like the legal system. Didn't like it then. Don't like it now. The other stuff I have is this movie's got a lot of misogyny. Everyone's talking down to frickin' Joe Demi Moore's character, including Colonel Nathan R. Jessup.
Yeah.
And a bunch of homophobia. They frickin' drop the F word, not the one that I like, but the one that you're not allowed to say all the time. Like, not a lot, but 3 or 4 times at least.
Yeah, and he was talking about his white uniform.
Yes.
It was a special kind of white uniform.
Yes, not a manly uniform, a one that he didn't like. And I was like, all right, I get I know if you're in the Marines now, you probably still say that word all the time, but I don't like it. And then
I don't like it either.
The other thing that I captured was Tom Cruise came in after Markinson had killed himself. Spoiler alert, J.T. Walsh's character. And he's drunk, and he's like, maybe we could get Dawson charged with the Kennedy assassination. He's like falling down drunk for like a 5-minute scene. He's like knocking stuff over. He's got a bottle of Jack in his hands. It's like his freaking tie is all askew. And then he's yelling at Demi Moore. She storms out, and then cut to he's driving his car to go and find her in the pouring down rain with freaking Kevin Pollak riding shotgun. So number one, why did Tom Cruise get behind the wheel? And number two, why did his lawyer freaking co-counsel go like, hey, I'll hop in there with you, drunkie. It's pouring down rain outside.
Yeah, with a car that doesn't have airbags because it's a 64 Pontiac Tempest.
Yeah.
Which could never be mistaken for the Corvette. Yeah, I wanted to mention in the political incorrectness that there was an executive from TriStar Pictures that said, sent Aaron Sorkin a note that said, like, what if Tom Cruise and Demi Moore aren't going to sleep with each other? Why is she a woman? And he's like, I had to respond with the obvious answer, which is women have purposes other than to sleep with Tom Cruise. And he said, Sorkin went on to say, like, nobody was talking about like romance. They were just saying like these two should go to bed together. And then when Rob Reiner came onto the project, he was like, I'll use my, clout against the studio to make sure that we make this how you want it. It doesn't have to be that. So I'm glad they didn't do it.
I'm really glad. Not that obviously I would want to sleep with Demi Moore if I was Tom Cruise in this movie, but also like that's not the value of Demi Moore as a person, as a freaking warm hole. Like she's a lawyer. She's internal affairs.
Jesus.
Like she's got a raspy voice. She eats crab legs really weird. She's a freaking person who has her own thing going on.
Yeah, she eats them with a serrated knife.
Yeah, she does. She's taking a steak knife and she's jabbing it into the crab legs. That's not the way you do it.
Dragging across the inside of her mouth like Heath Ledger's Joker. Yeah, dude, I had some old tech alert too. There was a TV that he was watching the baseball games on, had an old NES on top of it.
Dude, and the TV was like a freaking 13-inch console TV that I'm sure weighed about 1,100 pounds.
And then he had to run to the office right quick and print some stuff off of a dot matrix printer. It was like, watching, and he had to tear off the little holes on the side.
Man, I used to love doing that. And then he came back with the new evidence and he wrote it on his actual physical roll-around chalkboard in his apartment.
Yeah. All right, so you want to do the 5 questions?
Yes. Is it okay for kids?
I said 13 to 15.
Yeah.
I don't think like my 10-year-old can hear the F words and stuff in there because he hears that all the time. But I don't think he would be into the topic as much. Like it would get boring for him.
Yeah, I feel like to me it's like there's no sex in this movie if you take out the like inappropriate stuff, the homophobia, the misogyny, drunk driving. I don't care about the F words obviously because I've dropped like 6 in this podcast.
Right.
But yeah, I just feel like you probably would be bored by the movie if you weren't at least that age, which is probably about the age that I was.
Right. Yeah, 13 through 15, somewhere up in there. So does it get made again if it's pitched?
People make all kind of stuff. I guess if Aaron Sorkin wanted to do it or Rob Reiner wanted to do it, certainly if Tom Cruise wanted to do it, they could do it. Anybody involved with this movie could probably get this done. I just don't know. Does anyone care about like what's basically a freaking procedural movie and it's like a long court martial? It's like about kind of esoteric parts of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Like even if there's a lot of yelling, I don't know.
There was a whole TV show, Jag.
Yeah.
Bunch of jag-offs. It was Catherine Bell was in that. I only remember that because I used to think she was hot. But I'm sure that's about that kind of stuff. But that's not for me. That's the thing. I think that's maybe why I haven't watched it all the way up until this point, because I was just like, who cares about this? Where's all the aliens and the boobs and the explosions and the aliens big exploding boobs? Yeah, where are those at? So, but yeah, I'm glad I watched it. So I could see it being made. I don't think it would be a TV show though.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry for this to get remade. I don't think it'd be a TV show. I think it'd be a movie. It's weird to think about because I obviously remember the 90s very clearly, and when I watch this stuff, I forget how long ago it was because to me it wasn't that long ago. But it's like when this movie came out, it had been like our dad's doing a podcast about stuff that came out in the 60s. And when I was a kid,
right,
when this movie came out, there's no way you could have gotten me interested in a movie from the 60s.
60s,
like,
right.
I would barely watch the Richard Donner Superman movies that came out like 15 years before. Like, that's like Iron Man for like your kid, you know?
Right. No, it is. You're right. It's crazy.
So I guess the moral of the story is time is weird, man. And we're getting old.
We're definitely getting old. So did you have any recasts?
No, I didn't get that done. Sorry, boss.
All right. So do you stand clear of the ladder? All right. So for Tom Cruise, Daniel Kaluuya, I want Daniel Radcliffe to play that part. I think he's he's short enough and he's a good enough actor, I think, to make that even better.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Radcliffe.
I do too.
I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies, and I love Daniel Radcliffe. Jack Nicholson, Colonel Nathan Jessup, I want Paul Giamatti, since he's the same age now that Uncle Jack was when he did it. And I could see him getting angry and also playing that part. Kiefer Sutherland, I want Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Because he's got that, I could be a first lieutenant in the U.S. Marine Corps. Kevin Bacon, I want Zac Efron. For Kevin Pollak, I want Donald Glover. And for Demi Moore, I want Lupita, I don't know how to say her last name. Nyong'o, I think is how you say it. She's from Black Panther, and she's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I want her because she could play a hard-ass pterodactyl. And also, I think Daniel Radcliffe would want to sleep with her.
Yeah.
Like you said, because I think she could pull it off. So that's who I want to replace all these.
Dude, I can't believe after you've tried to put this guy in like 65 movies and he actually was a Marine, you didn't say the words Adam Driver.
No, I don't want Adam Driver. What part do you put him in?
I mean, he actually was a Marine. He could probably play any of these parts.
Sure. Put him as
Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson.
Brian Berkey Bell. Yeah. Put him in the guy who does the thing.
Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson.
Yeah, got it. Feed him, Lamar. Yeah, so that's my replacement. And the fifth question is, can you watch and enjoy this movie now? My answer is absolutely yes.
I love it, man. I had to talk myself out of giving it a 10 because I was like, in the grand scheme of my life, it's not as fun or as good to me as A League of Their Own, but it's so good. You're still mad at me for like saying truthfully that Captain Ron is horrible. This is great.
Yeah.
You know that if there's stuff I don't like, I'll say it. I just didn't have anything I didn't like. And I'm sure that it's because I've seen this 25 times. And I love Aaron Sorkin.
I wonder, so you're telling me you're flipping through the channels in this hypothetical world where you have TV again. And this movie's on and Captain Ron's on. You're watching this?
That's a tough one. Let me think about it. Yes.
No, not a chance. Like once you've seen this once, I got to be in the mood for this. It's like when I talk to the kids about liking music. Like there's certain songs I listen to, and if I'm not in the mood for that type of music, I'm just like, yeah, that song's not that good. I'll have to revisit it another time because
No, there's some movies I got to be in the mood for. Like Tom Hanks is my favorite actor. There's two Tom Hanks movies that I think are really good, that I can almost never watch. Forrest Gump is one of them. I think that's an amazing movie, but it's so intense. I just can't watch it all that much. And Castaway is really good,
right.
but I just can't watch it all that much. This I can watch anytime. This could be background noise to me while I'm doing my taxes, while I got basketball on another screen. Like I just don't, because I just like, this is the dialogue to me is as comforting as like watching The Office when I fall asleep, because I know exactly what's happening. There's no drama left. Everyone's doing a great job all the time. And every 10 minutes, there's going to be a part that I love, like, about to happen.
I know you probably already know this. I don't understand how we're still friends, but I've never seen an episode of The Office all the way through either.
Yeah, dude, that's fine. We're friends because I don't care if you like the stuff that I like. I mean, I do care.
Yeah.
You should, or you're dumb. But, like, I don't... Dude, I never watched Modern Family, and I know you love that show. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
Yeah,
if I
it's
watched
really
it, I would love it. I just don't... I don't have room for new shows. I can barely keep up with the old shit.
There was a
People are always like, "Dude, you got to
Ask
watch White Lotus." I was like, "All right, I'll get to it. I got stuff going on here."
Yeah, that's what somebody asked on Reddit. They were like, "How does everybody have time to watch all of these movies?" And people's answers were like, "Easy. I go to work and then I come home, and for 7 hours straight, I just watch TV, and then I go to bed and do it all over again because I don't have a life." All my students are shocked that I've never seen Game of Thrones. They're like, "Oh, your history, you would love that."
Yeah, it's just like the actual history where the dragons were all there and everyone can do magic.
I've never seen that, but it's 10 seasons, 10 episodes per 10 seasons, hour each. I don't have 100 hours I'm going to dedicate to that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be shocked if I ever watch it.
Meanwhile, we've definitely dedicated 100 hours to this podcast.
That's different.
Which is totally
That's
fine.
all different things, though.
Well, you've devoted 100 hours just to talking. I've devoted, let's call it 400 hours to all the other stuff.
Yeah, way more. Way more.
Which is not as much fun, but I like when the podcast comes out and people listen to it and they tell us that they liked it, so it's totally worth it.
Speaking of which, subscribe, rate, and review.
Yeah, you can subscribe on Patreon and support the arts for $5 a month, get some bonus episodes. You can come.
Which are coming out soon.
Yep, you can come talk to us on Discord. This is the last movie we got for 1992 season 2. We'll do one more episode, probably coming out in 2 weeks. Between Christmas and the New Year, we'll aim for our year and wrap up, where we'll talk about our favorite movies of the year, our favorite scenes, favorite performances, favorite soundtracks.
Yeah,
talk about whatever the other person got the most wrong. Hint: it's not going to be Captain Ron. I got that dead right.
Obviously, the people have spoken.
If by the people you mean the people who didn't go see Captain Ron when it released and it hemorrhaged money.
I'm talking about the people on Discord.
Yeah, well, yes, they have spoken. That's fair.
They loved it. I can't wait to do it. And I got my vignette. It's coming together.
Yeah.
Hopefully
and then we'll
it's
do
finished.
a 93 like we did for this year, a 93 like, hey, here's what was happening in 1993 in case you've forgotten. Here's who's president.
Yeah.
Here's what the freaking fads were.
Right. This is how much a gallon of milk was. That was fun.
It'll be freaking, Motown Philly, Pet Rocks. Not really any of that. That was all earlier, but it'll be that type of thing.
Yeah, fun stuff. Cool. So what else?
You can't handle the truth, boss.
Yeah. I like how we're mixing them all together now. Buy Con Diaz because you can't handle the truth, boss.
Just take the quotes, put them in the food processor, and spit them all out together.
Put them in the juicer. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for listening for this whole season, because I had fun making it. So I hope you guys had fun listening. Please drop us a line and let us know what movies you want to watch next year. Maybe they're already on the list, and we'll make sure we take that into consideration while we're doing it.
Yep, and 93 is an incredible year for movies, so I personally cannot wait to get started on that, and hopefully everybody who's listening now will hang around for that and maybe tell some people about it.
Yeah, tell everybody. Tell your friends.
All right. See you next year.
Via Con Diaz.
Boss.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.